or K-band EPR spectrometer, Q-band EPR spectrometer, and W-band EPR spectrometer. So in our chemistry department, we have X-band and Q-band. X-band and Q-band, both we have. Mostly X-band, but Q-band also we have. But your safe, we have only the X-band. Now, what is the difference between these things? The difference is very clear. This W-band is called the high field EPR. I'll come back to it later. Now, you are essentially, lifting up the degeneracy of the MS state, right? By applying magnetic field. Now, if you apply more magnetic field, that means the splitting gap would be more. For example, if you use the 3000 Gauss, the range, then you will have this much of gap. And if you have 9000, this much. If you have 12,000, this much gap. If you have 35,000 Gauss, then your gap would be this much. That means your frequency requirement would be much more. Here it is say 9.5 gigahertz. Here it is 24 gigahertz. Here it is 35 gigahertz. Here it is 90 gigahertz. Okay. And it can be extended up to 300 gigahertz. That means the gap would be from here to here. Okay. And this magnetic field would be extremely high magnetic field, very difficult to manage it. Now there are two issues over here. Why people go for this high frequency or high field EPR? Is it just there's a matter of choice, or any scientific reasons are there, and how the cost of the instrument? Now let's first put the cost of the equipment. Now if it is X-band, the simple X-band to this region, that would be around 4 crore. Okay. And if you perfectly come to this point, then it would be say around 10-15 crore, the instrument. If you come to here, then around 200 crore, the instrument. And if you go further, it could be 500 crore instrument. And in the world right now, I think only 3-4 instruments are there in certain national facilities, like Brookhaven National Facility in USA, they have. Grenoble in France, there is one. And in Berlin, I think there is one, something like that. Forget about India. So India, we are here. We are mostly here. We have many instruments across the country. And then it is mostly X-band. And we have some kind of, I should not say Q-band, but slightly Q-band type instrument we have over here. But your 98% need would be covered by the X-band. I'm telling you very clearly. So you need to go for this area once you have a very, very specialized item to understand. Otherwise, there is no need to go for the high frequency, because high frequency means what is happening, your gap is increasing. So gap is increasing means the minor fine structures would also be resolved over here. Because you can see this way, na? So, for example, if I put it this way, that you have one figure, on your screen, and if you increase the font size, okay, or if you expand that, then, the smaller things also could be visible, na? Otherwise, if you take the smaller size, you can see the overall thing, but the many small things would be missing. So similarly also, if you are truly interested in figuring out each and every fine structural information out of the spectrum, then you need to go for this region. Okay, now one has to make a balance that spending so much of money and to achieve this much of information. Now there are occasions you have no option. You have to go to that extent to extract the necessary information. So you have to spend money for that. This is how it is. So you have to make a balance between this, all these issues together. Now in EPR, now remember that I said already, under the banner of disadvantage of EPR, particularly because EPR is a magnetic spectroscopy, like NMR. Now, NMR is also expensive instrument, but EPR is more expensive. Now, NMR, for example, I said that at room temperature, in most cases, you will be getting very well resolved spectral profile. But organic molecules are fantastic. And even for metal complexes, we deal with a lot of metal complexes at room temperature, though partial to heavy overlapping is there for metal complexes, but it's manageable still, because if you do cozy, nosy, all sort of two-dimensional techniques, you can understand it quite well. But the EPR, room temperature, is a very difficult proposition. The reason is that in NMR, by fixing the magic angle or the pulse technique, you can manipulate so many things, but in EPR you cannot manipulate those things. So you need to play with the temperature. Why you need to play with the temperature, I'm letting you know. EPR is a slow technique. It's not that fast technique. It's a -8 that unit of lifetime technique. Now, you have to have very well resolved spectrum in the sense of getting the proper understanding of the fine structure. Now, if you get a blunt type of spectral profile, that means very broad spectral profile, then you would be missing most of the fine structures. Am I right? So if you miss most of the fine structure, that means your ultimate goal cannot be satisfied. No? So you have to get the fine structure in order to understand the necessary items. So you have to have rather sharp EPR spectrum. Okay, and sharp EPR spectrum, which is essentially following the fact of this equation. If you look at this, this is inversely proportional to the T. T means the delta T means the lifetime at the excited state. Now, what is happening? You are allowing the electron to move from the lower level to the upper level, and here, if it relaxes very fast to the ground level, that means what will happen? This line width would be very broad. That means the EPR would look like this broad EPR. Okay, and then you'll be missing most of the fine structure. So by some means, if you can relax or if you can reduce the relaxation time, that means if you can increase the lifetime at the excited state to some extent by certain techniques or mechanism, then what will happen? This would be lower. So this will be your fine spectrum would be obtained. Okay. Now before that, you need to understand that how and what is the problem about the relaxation process. Relaxation process means that how the molecule dissipates the excess energy on excitation to the neighboring molecules or to the lattice. That is very important. So that is how the two factors actually develop.